The Cooperative Governance Minister Thembisile Nkadimeng expressing disappointment in the way the Nelson Mandela Bay municipal officials have responded to the weekend floods. Nkadimeng and other officials visiting affected areas today, including the area of Kariga. Let's speak now to the Eastern Cape Cooperative Governance MEC, Zolile Williams. He is joining us via the virtual platform. MEC, good evening to you, and thanks for your time. Let's start with those statements from the MEC, or rather the Minister of COGTA, who says that she's disappointed that 72 hours later, there simply is no movement or very little that's been done in order to remove the rubble. How do you respond?
Good evening, Collie, and good evening to the viewers. Well, Collie, I think the area we visited, I was part of the delegation of the minister with the premier. The area we visited, Collie, I think there was a blind spot there because it's a middle-income area in town, in Kariga, and for some reason, Collie, it has been left out in all our response. I was here since Sunday, and it has been left out. And when we visited that part today, I could see that this was a blind spot because no response was given to those communities, although in the other parts of the Kariga, we responded in attending to that. When we came to that area, there was debris strewn all around, and the communities were saying, but the councillor has not interacted with us since this disaster occurred. So we could see that there was lack of communication and agility from our side, and we immediately instructed our officials to come in with earth-moving equipment and support the communities in making the area accessible. But I think it was a patch that was quite a blind spot in our response.
Such is the minister's disappointment that she says she's actually had to get on the phone to talk to the president to say, come and see this devastation, but she singles out the municipal officials for their lack of response. What corrective action could there be?
Exactly, Collie. The minister is correct. I'm saying, Collie, we were together there with the MEC for Human Settlements, and ourselves were here since Sunday. We were taken to all the various areas from the old Port Elizabeth side and Utinake side. But that area, which is middle income, we were not taken to that part of the area. I don't know whether the officials missed it deliberately or what happened, but when we got there, we could see the devastation. And I agree with the minister, because the officials of the local municipality know better than us. We could respond to all informal settlements. Out of all this devastation, you would find, Collie, this patch of an area is the only middle income which has been actually hugely affected, but there was no response driven to those people, such that we could then organize that mattresses, food and groceries, and psychosocial support for the kids to be driven to that area so that they can begin to get government response equal to those of informal settlement areas.
I'm going to persist on this, MEC, because in times of desperation and despair, people need their government's help. If government officials are going to be lackadaisical, sitting in their offices while people suffer on the ground, those people don't deserve to be in their jobs. So, again, I ask you, what corrective action should follow, particularly with regard to the municipal officials?
No, Collie, we are going to be taking consequence management straight to those officials. In fact, when we came back to reflect on our visit to these areas, we raised that area as a serious concern, and to our amazement, no municipal official was part of the meeting. And we were saying, but what type of officials do we have in Nelson Mandela? And the mayor actually indicated to us that these officials are making this disaster to be as if it's the mayor's disaster. So we could see that there's disdain for authority and therefore taking action. In fact, there are interventions that are on the pipeline from ourselves as Cooperative province to intervene in the municipality and try to stabilize the municipality through infusing some new blood in terms of administration, so that there's a city manager who can be at the helm to coordinate all activities. Because for now, there's an acting city manager, and I think there are challenges generally in the administration of this municipality.
All right, we will follow up on that, MEC, at a later stage. Let's then talk about the support for flood victims. What kind of support is being rendered right now as we speak, and what is most in need?
Yes, Koli, we have unleashed various kinds of support to the communities. In fact, from tomorrow, about 2,478 temporary housing structures will be constructed, as confirmed by the Minister of Housing, who was part of the meeting which was convened by the Premier, together with Minister Nkadimeng and deputy ministers in the presidency. The intention was to take decisive action in terms of also removing those people who have constructed their informal settlements in floodplains and below the flood line. So those actions tomorrow will be unfolding and implementing so that those communities can be removed from halls where they are placed now into their temporary structures. So we're starting with that. Psychosocial support, especially for students who are writing exams, some of whom have lost their books because the floods were running at roof height. So those kids have to write exams, contend with the disaster, losing everything, and contend with examinations at the same time. So we're providing psychosocial support. Hot meals are being provided to those communities. And we've got kids. Some kids are 2-month-old, and those are being supported with kiddies' nappies. And also, we've requested the Department of Health to ensure that those community members who have got hypertension and diabetes are assisted, and all those actions, including providing mattresses, blankets, and food, all those actions are being unleashed to the communities, and we've got about 3,000 communities that are displaced as of now.
Yeah, you talk about those people that are either building on floodplains or wetlands. The Deputy Minister, Pem Chwete, whom I assume was in a different location from yourself and the Minister of Cooperative, she says, as human settlements, they know that some people are being settled on wetlands by those whose only concern and mission is to extract rent from them. If this is known to government officials, that there are unscrupulous people who are doing this to those who are desperate for a place to stay, not that they're staying for free, they pay them rent. What is going to be done about those people? Because those people don't care about the next human being except to make a profit.
Exactly, Polly. And if we can get information on who are those unscrupulous individuals, we will really definitely take action there, Polly, because you can't place people in a wetland or in a floodplain. Definitely, you are creating a man-made disaster in those situations, which is why we have attempted, all of us, all the ministers, inviting Minister of Public Works and the MEC for Public Works to say which land is available in Nelson Mandela so we can place these people in an area which is suitable for inhabitation by by the communities. But if we can get information in respect of those individuals that creates these disasters, we will be happy to deal with them decisively as we can.
MEC of Kokta in the Eastern Cape Province, Zolile Williams, thank you very much for your time.